Shally, we're going to start, we're going to do some project in SCADA using external tag. So first of all, I'm just going to talk how to create a external tag in SCADA. Fine. So the steps I have already stated so many times. To work with SCADA, we have to go through three processes at least. First, creating a project. Then second, to create a tag. Third, to create a graphics. Fine. And after creating a graphics, just we need to use that tag which we had already created, right? So just I am going to going through these steps. Fine. And just I am starting with here by going to file, and here is the file. Just I am clicking and new and single user project. Click on OK and give any desired name. Fine. And again click on create. It will take some time to populate the list, and the moment list appears, then we'll go through go through tag management to create a tag. Here is the tag management. This is the main option using which we can create internal or external tag. But we are not supposed to talk about internal because we're going to talk external tag, right? So how to create an external tag? First select tag management, then right click, and it is the option add new driver. So why I am going to select this option? Because this is an option through which we selecting different types of protocol. Because to do external tag, we have selected some protocol is called PPI, MPI, Profibus or Ethernet. So which protocol I have taken to establish the communication between these two? I have to affirm here, I have to make the system know this protocol I have taken. So I have to call that protocol from library itself. So that is why I am just going to call them, right? By clicking on new driver, add new driver, right? So the moment I click, we'll have a window in which here is the name Semantic S7 protocol suites. Fine. First select it and click on open. So the moment I clicked, this name appears here, and in the same fashion this has been added in the instruction tree. Earlier this option was not appearing, only this internal tag was here, right? So this option came and I am going to browse it. So the moment I browse, right, be getting n number of protocols, but in them I have to select anyone which protocol I have taken, right? So which protocol we having here? So we having this protocol called MPI. Why? Because see, MPI many point interface, right? So this is the kind of PCB which have been placed in the motherboard, fine, and through which a wire has been placed, and which wire is communicating through communicating between this PC to that kit, right? So I am selecting it and right click. Again, one option is here, new driver connection. For what? Just to establish a communication between these two, so that we can affirm now communication is taking place between these two, right? So new driver connection and right click. Fine. And this window has come in which just we need to give a name. So I am preferring a name new. Fine. This is the communication window. Whatever name you prefer, it appears, right? So just I have taken new, and again having taken name, just we need to click here on properties. Fine. And need not to do anything in this window. Why? Because this is the window through which I am affirming this PC. This has to establish communication with that target. It's called what? Remote address. So remote address is 2, and this has been named in either ways called station address. This station address is PLC address, relates to PLC address, and that is why I am giving a path to this PC. It has to establish communication with PLC. Fine. So this is the address, and that is why just I have clicked here and will not do anything, and at last we'll click on OK, and again we'll click on OK. So the moment I click, fine, this has come here. Fine. And one more thing we have to do here is what? We have to select this MPI and right click and after right clicking we have to go on system parameters. We have to change the parameter. Why? Because whatever the number of that card which has been mounted on the motherboard, the number of that card is CP5611. You might have been stated in the previous class, right? So we have to select that number. First you select here, then this has come here, and go to unit, and then see here is MPI. But merely MPI is not enough to establish the communication, because MPI is the type, but what is the number of that card in matlab with name, this we have to affirm. So again you need to click here and go through respective number is called CP5611, right? And this is the MPI. So this we have to select. Fine. After that click on OK. So the moment you click, fine, this system will restart. Not system, this software will restart, and again I will open it, and then we'll do the further task, right? And click on OK. So that has been set to this software, and again the moment you click, that opens, and that will keep remember that system parameter, and again we'll begin with respective place by clicking on tag management, then semantic protocol suites, and here is the MPI. Fine. Again select it, right click, and new driver connection. Browse it and new, right click, group, and give any group name. Clear? And click on OK. The moment you click on OK, that group has already been added, right? Again select, right click, new tag, and give any desired name. And here is the name. This I have given name, right? And this is the type of tag. So which tag I am selecting, this type matters. So which types of tag I am selecting is called binary. Why? Because I am to do a operation is related to digital, and in digital application we need to have a tag which may have that property. So that property is called binary, digital, right? And again just we'll click here and we'll go to bit memory. Why? Because we creating an external tag, and to work with external tag we need to have address, and that using that address will create a memory. Why? Because the moment we'll press switch here, fine, that switch has to send signal to that PLC, and PLC doesn't understand any name except address. So respect of name we need to have an address. Fine. This is the difference between internal tag or external tag. What? In external tag, respect of tag name, we have an address, right? But the moment we create internal tag, just we get only name. Why? Because that tag doesn't communicate with PLC. This is the main difference, right? So I've selected tag type, and here is the address. So I'm having any one address, like here is M0.4, fine, and the moment I click, that address appears here, fine, and again click on OK. That, see, this is the name, and this is the binary tag, and this is the parameter M0.4. This parameter might not be appearing earlier when you may working with external tag. This doesn't appear. But in external tag this appears, because this is the main thing through which a communication is established, right? Again, after doing this, just I am going through graphics, because this is the last but not the least, right? Again just click, and here open, click on open, and again just rename it. See, it's not necessary to rename it. After opening the project, just you can save it. So just I wanted to do in advance, will not do time and again just to save and kept on saving, right? So just rename it and give any desired name and click on OK. But it is easy to give the name respect of your task. Why? Because it will be easier to identify at the time of working with system in plant, because in plant there are n number of graphics. So we need to give a priority, even preference, so that we can identify it easily, right? Again, double click. So the moment this window gets open, what we'll do? So we'll do the task related to kit, which type of machine, which type of kit we having. So the kit we having here is that is related to what? That means different types of LEDs, right? So we'll glow the LED. Fine. This is not opening. So okay. Challenge.
So पहले एक बार फिर से
Okay, chलिए start. Sorry for interruption. Fine. So this is the graphic space. Fine, which has opened. And what we are supposed to do here, because you have been stated earlier, the task which we are supposed to do, we do whatever kit be having according to that, right? So the kit be having is LED kit. There are a number of LEDs have been placed, and that all have been connected to a controller, and controller has been placed on the kit. So just we need to on that, on the LED instead of going there. So just I wanted to be here, but I wanted to on that kit, right? This is the benefit of SCADA, and that I wanted to do, right? So just what we'll have, first we'll prefer two switches like on and off. So I'm giving name on, and again just I'm showing the place where this switch has to be, right? So this switch has to be on respective page, and this is the name. Fine. So I have given the same name on the configuration dialog, right? See, this is the page. Fine. Okay. In the same fashion, we'll have another switch, and we'll give the name off. Fine. And again click here, and this is the same location. Okay and okay. See, so far as this name is concerned, name doesn't matter. See, this on switch can work as a off, and off switch can work as a on, because it all depends on how you going to link with, right? So it depends on properties. Whatever property just you put behind, it acts accordingly, right? So just I'm going to set the property of on button. How? Just first I select, then right click and go to properties, then again click on events, and here is the mouse. Why? Because I will not touch the window directly. Instead of that, just I will use mouse. So this mouse action must be enabled, right? So that action is enabled, and later I am going to just specify using mouse which action will do first, so that respective task would take place, right? So just I am going to click on respective events, and here is the press left, and a symbol is zigzag, right? Just I am going to tag with the respective tag. Fine. Direct connection, and here is the constant. I'm giving here 1, because in boolean expression this 1 has got property to make the on any output, right? So 1, and here is the tag, and click and go to respective tag is called semantic S7, then MPI new, this is the tag group, and this is the tag 1. Fine. M0.4, again click on OK, right? And just cut, and do the same thing for off. Right click, direct connection, constant, instead of 1 here would be 0, then tag, and show the respective by clicking on semantic S7, then MPI new and tag, and here is the tag. Okay, and again OK. Fine. Then cut it, right? Now these two have been tagged. Again save the window, whatever operation you have done up to now, just save by clicking on save option, and this is the runtime option, just to bring the window in run mode. Fine. Because this window has been categorized into, one is called configuration software and another one is called runtime software. So whatever step I have done up to now, right, all I have done on configuration, but output cannot be seen on configuration software. For that we need to have that runtime window. Fine. So just I am clicking, and that window would come here. Fine. Click on OK again, and see, this is the window, and at that place I have already connected what having contact as well as output, and that program has been downloaded to PLC. Fine. And this is the switch has been linked with. Fine. So just I am clicking on. So the moment I pressed on, see that one has got on, and I am pressing off button. See, this is the window off, right? And that has gone off, I think, right? And again on, off, on and off. See, this is happening. So one on, right? And again I'm clicking on off. Fine. Just click on. Fine. See, this LED is glowing here, right? And the moment we'll click on off, just click on off. See, this LED has gone off. So this is the communication taking place, and this is the that means task is being performed by PLC. But this PLC is being supported by SCADA, and this is external tagging. Anna, see, so far we have seen here using these two switches, a LED was glowing there, right? But we were not having feedback. Suppose this kit has not been placed in this location. This has been placed outside, and I'm supposed to be here, and I wanted to place the same switch, and I wanted to have the status of the output, which is not here. So what we need to do? So we need to have a feedback respect of that output which has not been placed here. So how to get output respect of that kit? Fine, just I'm going to show you, and for that what will I do here, right? So first of all, just I'm going to have a circle, and this circle I'll use as a bulb. Fine, just I'm deleting it because two have come. Fine, so this is the circle, right? And first of all, I wanted to communicate you one thing, because see, the moment I was doing this task, one tag I had already created. Fine, it was for linking with the PC to PLC, right? But just to have a feedback, we need to create one more tag, because having one tag will not get output, and even we can get output, but that output is not worthy as our expectation. Because just to get a feedback, what is our expectation behind? Our expectation behind is, if the moment that LED doesn't work, we need to have a output here what that LED is not glowing. But if I do this task using one tag, then that LED goes off, but this output will not be off. Why? Because tag will be enabled. But to getting off that LED, reason might be many more. Like if LED is there but wire is not properly connected, but so far as command is concerned, that is being sent from here to there, that is being sent, and that is being sent irrespective, but that command is not reachable to that output. So that LED will be glowing, but the actual output is not glowing. So in this conception we have a kind of misconception, right? So just I don't want to have this kind of feedback. So I wanted to have an actual feedback, and for that we need to create an individual tag, right? So just I'm going to do right. First you minimize this and go to respective place where you were creating a tag, and that place was this, right? Again right click and go to new. Fine, again I'm giving a name to new tag as a tag. Fine, and just I'm selecting here binary, and again we'll select this, and this is the DB will change into bit memory, and again I'm preferring here what 5. Clear? And again click OK, and then OK. See, this new tag has been made. Clear? This has come, and again I'm going to use this tag tagging this bulb. Fine. So right click, go to properties, and instead of event we need to click on properties and select color. Why? Because LED is glowing or not. How can I know about this? If a color transition would takes place on LED, just we understand in easiest way. Now LED is glowing, and this is the significance of LED is off, right? So by this way. So here is the background color. Right click, go to dynamic, and here is the place where we can show the tag which I have created just before, right? Tag, then schematic, MPI, and new, then again this is the latest tag. Fine, okay, and go to boolean. Here is the true. Just I have selected color true for green, green for true, right? Joby, and again here is the red color for what? False. Click on OK and again apply it, right? And here is the effect. Just this must be changed into no. Why? Because if you didn't change this into no, your selected, the color you have selected will not be shown. So LED will not be glowing despite all the actions you have done correctly. Get my point? So this is the main thing you need to change it, right? And just cut this window. After that you need to do one more thing. Find, right click, properties and color, and here is the what? Dynamic, because this is the border color. Otherwise if you didn't change this border color, then pattern will change. That means background will change and color will be in black. So a kind of what? That means will have a awkwardness, right? So just we wanted to do the similar things. So click on dynamic dialogues, and here is the same tag management, schematic and MPI, new, and this is the group M0.5, again OK, and go to boolean, select respective color, green, fine, and again this is the red, right? OK, and again apply, fine, and just cut it, fine. Again save this and bring it to run by clicking on respective icon, fine. So no connection to the script. Then this window has been brought in run mode, fine, and this is the feedback is showing red, right? And that bulb is now off. So that bulb is not glowing. That is why no color transition is appearing here, fine. So what I am doing, just to affirm the task, I am going to click on and let us see, having clicked on, that bulb glows or not. If that glows, this output changes the color or not, right? So just I am clicking on here. So the moment I click, that bulb goes on, fine, and this suddenly turned into green. It means what? A type of communication between taking place between this output to that kit, fine. But again I have to affirm the communication is this output is it totally dependent on that LED. Why? Because this might be in parallel, because this is the tag I have taken here, and having clicked on respective is glowing, fine, but will affirm. Again I am clicking on off just to make that output off, and the moment that goes off, this should be turned to off, right? So just I clicked on off, that has turned into off, and again this will turn because there is a delay that has been it prefers by default of 2 seconds. That is why it is getting off with a 2-second delay. Again what I am doing, just to affirm the output is dependent on that output or not, right? So just I am clicking here on, and just I am going to make that output off forcefully because already I have taken a switch, fine. So this is that is I0.2. So just I have to draw signal from here, right? And see that has turned into off, fine, that has turned to off. And again that main signal has not been withdrawn, right? Because in between just I have placed a switch and I had made I made that off. That is why that output has influenced. So again I am making this on. So the moment this has been turned to on, this has got on, and again that will off, fine. So this is the complete simulation of audience. So this is the output appearing there, and this is the complete example of external tagging. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.